Hey everyone, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to show you how to add a really cool feature that's fairly new to GDevelop, and it's dynamic lighting. And I'm just going to do a little bit here. There's another really great tutorial out there on YouTube by a guy named Wishforge, and he's got just a fantastic GDevelop channel, so check him out. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here and add a new object, and you'll see down here at the bottom, light. And here's the properties scene. This is actually his tutorial right here. It's really good, definitely check it out. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and name this light. I'll simply just call it light. You can click on this swatch over here and give it a color. Let's go kind of a bluish color now. And I'm going to change the radius. I usually like a good size radius. And down here at the bottom, you will see, and I'll mention this again, I'll show it to you, a lighting layer was created. Lights are placed on it automatically. You can change the ambient light color in the properties of this layer. So we'll come back to that. I'm just going to click on got it, make that go away, and I'll click on apply. So now I have a light over here, and I'm going to go ahead and drag it on out. That's so cool. Okay, and you can see it mentions again that the light object was automatically placed on the lighting layer. Okay, so let's see what that is. So up here in the top right hand corner, we have all these buttons. If you click on this fifth button here, that's called the layers button, or the layers panel. In my class, we haven't really gone over these just yet, but you can see what we have here. We've got a background color, a base layer, and right now my entire game, the walls, the floor, the key, the player, everything is on the base layer, and that's typically the case. Lighting is its own special thing, so lighting gets its own layer. Okay, so now here's what it looks like when we play. You'll see that we've got the character, and we've got the light, but it's a static light. It doesn't really follow the character. So if you want to add just general lights to your scene, you could do that, and then you could copy and paste and bring out more and duplicate these if you want. But we want to make the walls block the light, and we want the light to follow along with the player, so it looks a little cooler. So I'm going to come over here and double click on my wall, and we're going to come up here for the first time in my class. We're going to click on behaviors. If you don't know what behaviors are, they're basically pre-made combined sets of code of events. So I'm going to click on add a behavior to the object, and you'll see that there are some pre-made behaviors. We're going to go ahead and choose light obstacle behavior, since we want the walls to block the light, and that's it. There's nothing else to do right there. Go ahead and click on apply, and let's press play now. Okay, it looks like we've lost our light. Let's see what's going on. Okay, there we go. So you can see the light is back. I maybe need to make it a little brighter, but you can see the shadows that are happening now from the wall. So now what we need to do is we need to get the light to be attached to the player, so we get a better effect. So to attach the light to the player, we need to double click on our player, and we're going to come down here to edit points. And I'm going to click on the little zoom in so everybody can see better. Okay, so again, this is new for my students. We haven't really gone into what points are and how to do that, but I'm going to come over here and click on add a point. The point gets added in, and you have the name, and then you have the X and Y location, and then you can, of course, delete it. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to call this one light point. Okay, And note the specific name. I have a capital L, capital P, and you can see that the location is at 0, 0. So if I go ahead and I change that, let's say I change that to 10. So it's 10 on the X, and you can see that it moved over. So I'm going to go ahead and click and drag it. And I'm going to drag it and I'm going to put it right here in the middle of my torch. Okay? Now, if your character doesn't have a torch or flashlight or something like that, you can just go ahead and you can put it, you can maybe put it like more in the center of your character. Okay. All right, so there it is. And I'm just going to even these numbers out since they're in decimal. I'm going to go ahead and just make this 52. I'll make this one 22. Okay, just clean numbers. All right, I'll click on close and apply. And now's a good time to save. Okay, so now to actually attach. So we're going to use events and code to attach the light to that light point that we just made. So we're going to come over here to events and make sure you have a new event. I have one down here, but if you don't, click on add a new event. And we want this to always happen. So we don't want a condition. So don't click on add condition. Click on add action. And we want to add the action to the light. And we want to set the position. Here we go. So here's the category position, and we're going to say we're going to choose position here. Okay. And right here it's going to say modification sign. We're going to say is set to or equals. And for the X position, what we need to do is we need to set it to our player. So you have to know what your player is named. So let me go back for just a moment, okay? So this is a good time for you to know what your player is called. If they're called player, great. If they're called Bob, then you need to know that. Okay, so I'm gonna go back to my events. I'm gonna double click this action again to get back up there. Okay, so I'm gonna type in player dot, and you can see when I started typing in player, it did pop up there, so you can click it. And now I want to type in point X, and it's got to look exactly like that. Capital P, capital X, open parentheses, and then in quotes, I need to put the name of the point that I made. And it's showing up here because this is the only one I made, so I can click on that. And that's it, and you see it closes it out. So what it's doing is it's sticking this light to the player object to its X, to the X coordinate for the light point. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select all this. I'm going to choose Command C to copy it. On Windows machine, you do Control C. Then I'm going to come down here where it says Y position. I'm going to paste. So I'm going to do Command V. It'd be Control V. And then I want to change this from point X to point Y. Okay. And then I need to change this one here to equals to. Okay, so you're setting up 4 things. Okay. And all that's going to do is it's going to have the light object stick itself to the X and the Y coordinates, the X and the Y values called light point. That should do it. Let's take a look. Cool. And you can see the shadows changing dynamically. Yeah, there we go. I like that. Okay, one other thing to point out is that if you want to change the lighting, it's called ambient lighting. You can come down here to layers. So Let's see. Okay, so the way you change your ambient lighting is you come down here to your layers and you'll see lighting, and then come on over here and you're going to see these 4 icons. If you click on the little light bulb, you'll see that this is it here, and right down here, ambient light color. It's this kind of middle gray color. So just remember what that is. If I want to go a little darker, maybe I'll also set it to a bluish tone, bluish hue, and I'll go a little darker. Yeah, we'll see what that looks like. Okay, press play. There we go. So it's got a little bit of a blue, and it's definitely darker. There we go. And the last thing that I'm going to show you in this tutorial is I can't select my character now. I can't select the key. I can't select any of the walls because the light is it's on top. It's blocking it. So if I move the light off, let's see if I can actually move it off screen. So if I move it off screen, it should still follow the player. Yeah. So there we go. So you can, once you do this, you can move your light off screen so that you can then go around selecting things, and it should work for you all right. Okay, that's going to be it for this tutorial. I hope this helps, and I'll see you next time. Thanks, everyone.